everybody, it's Go Geronimo, and today I'm going to be showing you an awesome video. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but it's a hard undertaking, so I've been reluctant to do it, but now I'm going ahead and I'm jumping in, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make a red oak longbow. This is a 72-inch red oak longbow, made by anything that you can get at Home Depots or Lowe's. So the stuff you need is readily accessible to basically all of America anyways. And you can use mostly hand tools or all hand tools if you want to make this. It's the most simple design and the best to get started with when you want to learn how to make an archery bow, a traditional archery bow. So what you need for this is a 1.5 inch by 72 inch long red oak bow stave. It's not going to say bow stave at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's just going to be a piece of wood. Okay. You're also going to be wanting a 12-inch length plus about a 3/8 inch thick piece that you can cut some pieces out of. It's going to make where your string's going to be, your string knot in the area. And what else? Wood glue. Titebond is what I usually use. I just got this one, Gorilla Glue. It works pretty good. I think I like Titebond better because it works. You can use sandpaper over it better than the Gorilla Glue because this stuff is pretty strong. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just depends on what you want to use. Everyone's got preferences. Clamps. Every woodworker knows that these can be your best friend. Okay, get some clamps, all sizes. I'm just kidding. You just need a couple of. You can get along with about 3 of these for this build along. All right, sandpaper. You're gonna need a lot of sandpaper, especially 60 grade. Maybe a pack might do it, but you might want to get 2. And 4-way rasp. This is what I am talking about when I say 4-way rasp. It's got a rounded side with a rasp side and a regular file, a flat side with a rasp side and a regular file. That's a valuable tool to have. You also want a rounded file. This is a great tool to have. A Stanley Sureform. I use the palm-sized one. There's a longer one. Everyone's got preferences. I also use this file quite a bit. Tillering tree. You're going to need one of these. They're very easy to make. This is not pretty. It's not fancy, but it does the trick, and I've made a lot of bows with this. So I'll show you how to make an easy tillering tree out of. Basically, this is like one of those wood placards that you can get from Michael's, the arts and crafts stores or whatever. And I fixed it to be the base, and I'll show you how to make this on a different video. That's not what we're doing here. So, let's see. One thing that you need to know, and you can fail right out of the gate if you mess this up, is wood selection. So let's get right into that. When you're looking for wood, you want straight grain. What that means is this is the wide section of your wood. You're going to want to look for a piece of wood that's got all grains going along the length of your bow. The one I'm about to draw right here, is a no-no. She got stuff going like this, and just grains doing all that stuff. You do not want that piece of wood. Don't get it. So you want straight grains all the way across for the majority. You don't want any waviness going on. And when you look at the side view, you also want straight grains. But I'm going to tell you right now that it's very difficult to find. And very much so, and you're going to find some runoff on this side, mostly. So I always back my bows, my right oak bows anyways. So runoff is like this. So it's going up across, and then it kind of goes out, and it comes back in somewhere, goes out, comes back in somewhere. You get the picture. I just look, when I'm looking at my bow staves, I want to see the most amount going across. A couple of runoffs, I don't worry too much because I'm going to back it anyways. And if I see one that goes all the way across without any run out, that automatically is the back of my bow, because that's where you would want that. Okay, we'll get into that probably later as well. There's a couple of different common cuts you're going to find when you're looking at the end of your staves. You're typically going to either see it like this or like this. These are more hard to find than these are. Okay, both of them work. They do. Let's see. People will talk about maybe this type might make twists and stuff like that. It doesn't. I haven't had a problem with it anyways. And then there's a little bit more to look for when you're looking at the end here. You'll see solid waves and then fibrous waves, and then another solid one and another fibrous one, and then another solid one. Okay. And these are going to vary between each board on how thick this solid area is and how many of the fibrous areas are. I believe this is late growth and the dotted areas early growth, I think is what they call it, but I just say thick areas and fibrous areas. Okay. The thicker the thick areas you have on your bow stave, the stronger the bow stave is. The more fibrous areas and the thinner the thick areas are, the weaker the bow is going to be no matter what you do when you're tillering it. So that's another thing you need to think about. So for an ideal bow, all straight grain on the, looking at the wide view, all straight grain, maybe a few runoffs, looking at the side view, and looking at the tips, you're going to be looking for thick, wide areas of the thick wood and not as many of the fibrous areas. And you're going to want to keep in mind that what you see on one end may not be what you see on the other end. Okay, you'll often find very thick late growth or the thick areas. You'll see very wide areas of that on one side and then very thin areas of that on the other side. So you may not want to look over that bow. You may still want it, because you can use the more fibrous side as your top limb, and you'll get it'll help you get that positive tiller that we may talk about later. And that's it. When you're looking for your bow stave, these are the things that you're going to really want to look for. And I got to tell you, you may go to Home Depot, you may go to Lowe's, then you may go to the mom and pop area locally, and then you may go to the next town's Lowe's and Home Depot and still not find a really good bow stave. But if you find any knots, you do not want a knot, okay? So go right past those, because those are going to be weak points and they're going to break. And it's very, very worth waiting until you get a good one, because you're going to just end up with heartbreak. Alright, thanks for watching. This is the first portion of making a red oak bow where I showed you what you need and what to look for. And you get all that together and you can go to step 2, and that's probably going to be making the tillering tree, because hey, you need this. You can't make it without it. Then what else are we going to be doing? We're going to be putting it together and putting those initial first cuts, or just making the overall shape of the bow. And then we'll be going into tillering, then working on the handle and finishing the bow, finishing the knots, making the string. And I already made an arrow video. You can check that out on my channel. That will help you with that portion. Okay? So we're getting into it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Click like, subscribe, share my videos, add me to your favorites, comment please, I'd appreciate it. I always appreciate your clicks, your views, and your support. Thank you very much. Bye.